Hello, welcome to Disconnected Earth. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any additional thoughts and comments or completely and utterly disagree with my ramblings. I don't know how to approach this one. It seems to me like the only time a politician is not allowed to lie is when they lie directly to, I think, the House of Commons or something like that. But otherwise, they can pretty much say whichever and whatever they like. So there's two pieces to what I want to get across. One is why are politicians allowed to lie in any shape or form at any point in time? And why are they not bound to their manifesto? I think these are two things that will drastically improve our politics if we make sure of these two things. You have now voted for a government. Now they're accountable to their manifesto, because that is what inherently you can argue that people voted for. They didn't vote for that person or the party per se, but realistically they voted for the manifesto. Now I know nobody reads the manifestos. Nobody gives a shit. There's like a handful of people, or journalists maybe, or critics, or people like me who will go and actually read a manifesto before an election. But surely that is like the most important part of the party, is their manifesto, and what does the manifesto say. And then once you're happy with that and you give them your vote, surely that should be like, okay, that's it, you are now implementing that manifesto. Personally, I would go as far as saying, well, if you haven't reached a certain percentage of your manifesto within the 2 or 3 years of you running, within the first half, let's say, then you're obviously not dedicated to your manifesto, and therefore you should fuck off and go home, right? Next party in. Now, obviously they have swayed it in such a way that you don't have to do everything the manifesto says, because there's external factors which might prevent XYZ. Now that is understandable. There might be the odd time, but surely that's just a case of being able to clearly illustrate, look, this was our manifesto, these were things that we tried to implement, and there was this barrier which is stopping us from doing that. I mean, it couldn't be that difficult. I mean, politicians can sit and talk for hours about nonsense. If they spent that time actually like documenting their progress and reasons, just like any other person does in a job when they get evaluated. Usually there's not too much to ask from a politician, since they are so smart and they know everything, and therefore should be in power. The whole idea of lying to the public, I find it incredible. You can't lie in court. You can't lie anywhere. Anything that has to do with anything legal or governmental or taxes or anything, you're not allowed to lie. But the person who actually wants to put themselves ahead of others, or in charge of something, or in charge, especially since politicians put themselves or want to put themselves in charge of something very, very important, surely there can be like no justification for any lying. A politician can stand for election and talk all sorts of lies to the public, straight to their faces, gets into power, gets taxpayer money, wages, all sorts of benefits, is in the position of trust and power, and all based on a lie. It cannot be a system that is even remotely justifiable. If they lie in the House and Commons, as far as I understand, that's a big problem. But even then, they don't lie directly. They will usually say something and then say they didn't mean that, or, well, I said it because of this. So there's always this kind of like horrible kind of way around getting around it. Yet there have been multiple occasions especially the last few years, where it is absolutely clear that politicians have either lied directly or hid the truth. Now, hiding the truth is sometimes pretty much exactly the same as a lie. So, I would like to see a party that comes up with this in their manifesto, saying, well, from now on, if we get into power, we will make it illegal for any politician to ever lie. Because it's different if somebody says something and things change drastically, and therefore what they said is not necessarily true anymore, or they might not be able to deliver on something because of external factors. Completely understandable. But if that's really the case, then that would be easy to clearly illustrate to the public that, look, this is what I said, this is what I wanted to do, but here are the reasons, good reasons, provable reasons why I couldn't deliver on that. Surely that should be like a given in politics. Thank you for listening.